Hello everyone, it's almost that time of the year when the snow starts falling, the trees begin to go up. Yes, I'm talking about Christmas, you guessed it right. Merry Christmas to all of you guys and girls out there watching me. Welcome to another episode of Chef's Clan War Mechanics. This is going to be the December 2017 update speculation. Yes, I know you guys might say that the December update landed on 18th Shiv and it's already 23rd. So why already or so early, so late? But still, guys, I mean, I just wanted the update to actually land so I could actually get the feel of it and see what the update is all about and what are going to be the effects of whatever they are introducing. We'll come to that in a moment. But unlike other YouTubers who are just speculating things based on mere predictions, I should just say assumptions of facts, the heal spell's no longer being negated by Inferno Tower, so it is going to cost this, it's going to cost that, which are just assumptions and it's lame. I'm not gonna do that. So I decided to just wait to see what the how the community reacts and what are the effects on the competitive scene and stuff like that. Because I recall a YouTuber having over 3 million subscribers saying that the update was kind of game breaking and game changing. Game breaking is a big term, and when you have those many subscribers, you just gotta be careful about what you say because everything you say is going to reflect down on the community. And if you complain the game company is just like favoring casual gamers and stuff like that, I just don't want to name the YouTuber right now because yes, you have the freedom of speech and expression, but you cannot criticize people by name. So if that kind of makes sense to you guys, welcome to Chef's Clan War Mechanics. We are going to break down the update, telling you guys what it actually is instead of what just the community was speculating about it. So we'll just talk about the changes and like instead of the changes, let's just talk about the game and the state of the game currently. Like the state of the game before the December update is Town Online versus 9, guys. If we talk about it, every single Town Online can be 3-star by any other Town Online in the current state of the game. But Town Hall 10 versus 10, it's still was not that balanced before the update. I would just say we were seeing 3-stars, yes, but we were seeing those against the Town Hall 10s with like 86 to 87 thousands of war rates, and they were not coming against those 89 and those 90Ks. We essentially had the hardcore, the competitive. Okay, that's the correct pronunciation. So the clans that are competing at that level, what they did was the 10v11 hit ups and the 11v10 dips. So that was what we were seeing in exactly all of the live streams in every competitive war. I mean, be it anything, guys. You were just seeing Town Hall 11s dipping down on Town Hall 10s and Town Hall 10s stepping up to hit Town Hall 11s to free up Town Hall 11 attacks so that they can dip down on Town Hall 10s. Well, basically, we were not seeing enough of Town Hall 10 versus 10 action. We were not seeing enough of Town Hall 11 versus 11 action. Now, what this update can actually do is, and what I do not doubt this is going to happen, I think this is going to happen. Town Hall 10 versus 10, guys, is now going to be much more viable. I've seen the update, and I can kind of say that, yes, with 40 by 40 heroes, Town Hall 10 versus 10 is not a foregone conclusion, to be honest. I mean, it's still more difficult than Town Hall 9 versus 9 because you might just say that Infernos no longer negate heals, but Infernos were always powerful. Even without blocking healing, they are still 100% effective against anyone that does not use a heal spell or does not have healers on his queen, or just kind of messes it up from the attacking side of things. But let's kind of like break down the update. So I do have some scrap notes here, so do not mind if I just kind of keep looking back and forth. Now the Lava Hound, the Golem, and Giant have been given a significant hit point buff. So it's not a minor hit point buff. It's a really significant hit point buff, even at the earliest level of gameplay. So what this actually does is this even affects Town Hall 8, as the Golems at level 1, 2, and 3 have also been buffed. So Town Hall 8, not gonna talk a whole lot about it, but I would just say the Town Hall 8, guys, it's still easy. I mean, yes, the golems have been buffed, so the only thing I'm gonna say is that you can now deploy your golems much earlier than you used to do it back in those days, when you used to deploy some wizards for the funnel and then wait for that wizard to be in the defensive range and then drop your golem. But now Just take into account that you want the game to be tanking for as long as possible and want it to be absorbing the defensive fire. So now just go ahead and drop your golems ahead of time. No need to be so crafty because Supercell has just done it like that. So the second change, not that significant. More level 12 walls for Town Hall 11. I mean, who cares for walls these days, guys? If it's kind of like a baller witch attack, you have jump spells. If it's a lava loon attack, it don't even walls don't even matter. If it's a hog rider attack, basically a lava loon or a hog, even in a bow with jump spells. So pretty much walls are insignificant. But yes, something that you guys, the Town 11s can work on their base designs. Essentially, like I just don't think this is that significant. But Inferno Towers won't negate heal spells anymore, and this is the biggest one. This is what the community is all worried about, that this is game breaking. Tunnel 10 is going to become so easy. No, I've seen it after the update. Tunnel 10 is still a thing and still more difficult than Tunnel 9 versus 9, and that is the way it should be, guys. Let's be honest and let's say it like that. Tunnel 10 is not the senior most tunnel in Clash of Clans anymore. It's the second to senior most town hall. We have town hall 11 as the senior most, so town hall 10 versus 10 3-star should be viable. Yes, I'm not saying they should be easy, but they should be more viable. Yes, you can say there were players that used to like 3-star at town hall 10 even before the update, and those are gonna be the whiners. Those are gonna be the ones who are actually not happy at the fact that now even casual gamers are not. I'm not saying casual gamers, but I'm saying because casual gamers use Go Wild, guys, and Go Wild career attacks are still not going to 3-star at Tunnel 10. I think yes, they are still not going to 3-star at Tunnel 10. So I'll just say that the competitive gamers are not happy at this update because they think that the skill level is now the bar of skill, the level that you needed to 3-star Tunnel 10 is much lower after the update. But this has to be that way, guys. I mean, just look at No Dip League. There's a league running and it says that dips are not allowed, and there's a reason, there's a good enough reason as to why people are doing that, is because they want more Town Hall 11 versus 11. They want more Town Hall 10 versus 10. Look at the Supercell live streams. I mean, be it the recent war, the One High versus Fake Orgasm, the Champions War League Season 3 Invite Finals. In that particular war, what we were essentially seeing were, at the end of the war, it was just 11 versus 10, and it's not fun to see that because that's a foregone conclusion. That's going to be 3-star. After the update, yes, it's easier to do that, but I think the update, the offensive buffs that Town 11 has received is for more 11 versus 11 action. And the other thing that what I think is I just hate seeing anti 2-star bases being used at Town 11 wars. So what I think is that once Town Hall 10, I mean, after this update, Town Hall 10 3-stars, they are going to be more viable. They are going to be like more often. So maybe what we can do right here is what the competitive gamers decide is that let Town Hall 10 manage their own weight. Yes, there are still going to be some Town Hall 10s which might not be cleared. So a few Town Hall 11 dips can be utilized for that. But then Town Hall 10 versus 10 should be a thing, and Town Hall 10 versus 11 should, I mean, I would just not say shouldn't be not taken into account because it's still, I mean, I don't think the top Town Hall 11s would be tripled, but Town Hall 10 versus 11, Town Hall 11 versus 10 should, the number of attacks being used for this purpose should decrease considerably. What I think from the competitive point of view is, and I'll just say more Town 11 versus 11 gameplay, and that means more anti 3-star bases, more people trying to defend the 3rd-star against Town 11s, and more people trying to defend the 3rd-star against Town Hall 10s. Did that even make sense? Yes, that did. So we the next we have expo damage per second has been decreased at Town Hall 9, at Town Hall 10, at Town Hall 11. I'm just not a fan of the expo DPS decrease at Town Hall 9. Now I'm just gonna say that at Town Hall 10 and 11, yes, it was needed because Town Hall 10 3-stars, they have to be a thing. And just believe it or not, guys, I've seen all other videos of YouTubers saying that the Town Hall 10 3-star should not be that easy, but there's a difference between something that is easy and something that is just next to impossible. And currently, in the current state of the game, tripling a Tunnel 10, which has a 90,000 war rate in a fresh hit, is just a miraculous. It's just going to be, I don't have the exact words, but I would just say just practically not feasible. That was just practically two times. But King and Queen can now be upgraded to level 50, and we have two new abilities for the Queen. So the first ability upgrade is at level 46, and the second ability upgrade is at level 50. Then we have the level 9 army count. What else do we have? We have the minor housing space goes up from 5 to 6. Just think about it this way: miners have been the spammiest troop in Clash of Clans history, so I think this was a good change. Make the miners sort of like less spammy, and we have a new feature called clan games and magic items. So yes, that is also going to be a thing, but a thing for casual gamers. I mean, in a clan like Shadow Warriors, where all people are mostly maxed out, that does not even matter, guys. Clan games and that book of heroes, book of buildings, we don't need it to be honest. So I just think it's more like a grind at the clan game. So that is it for the new update. Let's talk about the Inferno Towers no longer blocking heal spells. So I'm actually in favor of this entire update. I'm actually in favor of everything that Supercell has done. I think it's the time for us to see Tunnel 11 versus 11 more often. Currently, yes, we are seeing Tunnel 11 versus 11, but in like 1% of the total wars, where all Tunnel 10s they kind of like get triple, and even when we see that 11 versus 11 happening, what we see is Tunnel 11s going on 11s that are trying to defend the second star, and watching an anti 2-star base getting 3-star, it's just not what is exciting for me. I mean, I have a library of 11 versus 11 attacks, but I do not want to upload them to YouTube, and the reason is because those are against anti 2-star bases. Those are against bases that were designed to prevent the second star, not the third star, guys. So in conclusion, I would say that this was needed. Tunnel 10 3-stars had to be more viable, so that more people can start doing it and it starts happening more often, because currently, I mean, no one can consistently do 3-star at Tunnel 10 as they can at Tunnel 9. There were many people who did not want to just step up from Tunnel 9 to Tunnel 10. They kind of were becoming perma bases. So as a game developer, you don't want that to happen. You want people to be wanting to progress through the tunnel levels, and you just had to make Tunnel 10 easy. And I'm just in favor of this entirely, guys. I think, and what this is actually going to do is that now the multi-target Inferno is getting a nerf. That means that we are going to have single-target Infernos back in the meta, and that was exactly what Supercell might have wanted with a recent buff that they did to the single Inferno, making its initial damage equal to that of the multi-phase Inferno. So they wanted to have some single Infernos back into the game, as we had in the time of the first ever ClashCon. As the single-target Infernos, they were a thing. But now with buffs to the Valkyries, the Ballers, the Miners, all of those troops which are kind of tanky and spammy, the single Infernos, they were becoming out of the meta. But now I think the multi Infernos not gonna be out of the meta. Maybe we can see some bases with one single and one multi, or both singles. So I can talk about that now. What I think is the Queen charges. The Queen walks, essentially the Queen with 4 to 5 healers on her at Tunnel 10 and Tunnel 11. It's going to be a thing, because the Queen can now easily just eat Infernos that are set to multi-target for breakfast. I still think that like using a Queen walk against single target Inferno is gonna be very risky. I mean, there are so many more tactically efficient ways of taking down a single target Inferno. But what I think is that Inferno Islands still gonna be a thing, maybe because if you can have single target Infernos, then you can essentially prevent two sides of your base from being queen charged or queen walk. So there are so many things that I have thought about, and the two major strategies that you would like to defend at this particular point of time is first of all the AQ charges, and the second is the bow wedge. Because if you have those single target Infernos, then people are essentially going to be looking to use those witches on you and use those ballers on you and just connect things with the jump spell and jump out of the core, jump inside the core, raise everything up, with their barbarian king, with the queen. Just use all those abilities, and that is that. So two major attack strategies what I think you guys might have to consider about. And yes, they are with Infernos no longer being that big of a priority at Hamilton. Yes, they are still powerful, but not as powerful as they used to be. I think bases are not going to be focused that much around Infernos, or the Infernos are not going to be protected that well as they used to be. Yes, and Jan bombs are going to be put inside the base more often now, not just outside the base, sort of like as a troll fashion that was being used in the community. Jan bombs are going to be more important now. So yes, the base designing meta is going to be shifting. The attacking meta is going to be shifting. Gonna see that queen, especially if that queen gets to level 50, she's gonna play a really big role at channel 11 attack. So a lot of things that I have currently been speculating. And yeah, I'll just say, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, guys, because everything that I'm going to be seeing in the competitive level of gameplay is just going to be brought to you guys as early as possible. This is your host Chef from Chef's Clan War Mechanics, taking your leave. Bye bye for now.